Hey everybody, this is Chris Cummins of Glow Imagery. I'm the owner and chief photographer here. We're a Kansas City portrait photography studio. And today our Ask the Photographer segment will be a question that we get a lot of, and people want to hear, the question is people want to hear more about our ordering sessions and the in-person ordering sessions and what all those are about. They want to know more about those. And this one I'll be happy to kind of give you the layout of it, the benefits to you, kind of the how we do it, the who, what, where, when, all that good stuff here. So let's get started. So the in-person ordering session, just to give you an overview here, is the third step of our stress-free 1, 2, 3 portraits. And the first step, we've covered in another Ask the Photographer segment, is called the photography portrait planning chat. The second step is our photography, where we actually make the images. And then the third step is the in-person ordering session. And all three of these combine together to help us fit the photography to you. Because a lot of people, when they work with a professional photographer, the experience, unfortunately, is the opposite. They feel like they have to make themselves fit the photographer. We'll come to your home or in the studio, and we'll talk more about that in a second, but we'll show you the images really large. We have a digital projector hooked up to a laptop that has your images on it, and we're going to show you the images very large so you can see all the faces of your family large and clear, and be able to make some good decisions there, which ones are your favorites. It also just kind of helps us to stay within your budget. I'll be there to talk with you and figure out what makes sense for you, because for a lot of people, there's this, they'd love to do all kinds of things, but sometimes that budget is something that we need to factor in there to help make sure that we're not doing too much or spending too much money. So me being there and helping you figure out what to do and the things you want to do and stay within a budget is really helpful with the in-person ordering session. You can preview during these ordering sessions the exact size of the image based on what you want to do. If you want to do a real large one that's a focal point in a room, we can show you that exact size, what it looks like. And if we're doing it in your home, we can even splash it on that part of the wall that you're thinking about displaying it on. And we can also take some photographs on my little iPhone. I can take a photograph of the space that you're considering. We can load it into the software, and then we can put that image in there. It's so cool. And you can preview what it looks like in that exact space with the furniture, the decor all around it, and we can find a size that's just right for you. So we take all of the guesswork out of it. A lot of moms feel overwhelmed with this part of trying to pick out their favorites from the photography session, and that's one of the main reasons of the in-person ordering session, is to take away all that guesswork and the mystery involved in it. It also helps us solve some of those smaller challenges that we run into, like, should we do 3 horizontals or 3 verticals? We just had that happen today, where a mom wanted to use 3 images side by side, but she didn't necessarily know that since one of them was vertical, it may have changed how she wanted to do the ideas. But I came up with a solution for her. We cropped some of the other images to make those vertical as well, so we had 3 consistent verticals. It's going to look great. I'm real excited for them. I'm just going to see what it looks like. But those kind of things are really stuff we can encounter and figure out when we get together and do the in-person ordering session. You can also preview whatever you want to do in black and white and color. That's a neat thing too, because a lot of families, they love the color images, but once in a while that black and white just really hits it out of the park. And we can also talk about some of our more innovative products that not necessarily all the photographers out there have. And so that could be things like our brag books, or our coffee table style books, or any of the unique, our panoramas are another one a lot of photographers don't do that we offer that are very popular. So that's just some of the many benefits that are involved there with the in-person ordering session. So is that, like I said, we can do it right there in your home. We can also do it right here in this room. We have done quite a few of these in-person ordering sessions where we display it large on our screen. But I find that in the home is a lot of fun, and it's even nicer because it's in the comfort of your home. It's also where you're going to display the portraits. So we can do some of those things I was talking about, where we can take images of certain parts, certain rooms, and be able to preview what your images will look like displayed at different sizes there. It's also sometimes with a lot of families with children, it's kind of nice to do it in your home because maybe sometimes it can be a real challenge to try to get all the work done and look at things and make decisions when the kids are on you. And we can talk about that as we get closer there and we're going through the process of planning things. Is sometimes we can maybe figure out a way that maybe a time of day where you can have some help with the kids, something like that. But we can pick some time that is good for you. We do a lot of evening ordering sessions, and we're not necessarily just 9 to 5. Something where both you and your husband can be there, and any other important decision makers. We also want to try to find a time to get the people that these photographs. And we want to get the people there that these photographs are really going to mean a lot to. So that could be a grandmother, it could be an aunt, uncle. Usually it's a grandmother that's going to really want to see these too. So I may ask you that question as we draw closer to the ordering session: is who else is really going to really want to see these images and pick something out? Who else are these images really going to matter to? That's the question. So maybe think about those things too as we draw closer. But how we do it is that we'll sit down, we'll do it at your place, at my place, we'll pick a time, get together, do it, and I'll probably sit down. The first thing I'll ask you is what is it that you were hoping to do? And that, what I mean by that question, sometimes that stumps people a little confusing, is I don't want to just go in and just have my ideas of what you should do. I want to listen to what you want to do. It could be that you just want to do a couple little 8x10s on your shelf, and that's fine. Some people want to do the big one above the fireplace. It's fine too. Other people are more interested in doing something that's more of a story with a coffee table book. People want to think about, often feel a lot of obligation to get gifts. And then actually, after we get your agenda, what we're going to do is we're going to look at them. We're going to be able to see them for the first time. I know you'll be dying to see them, and it's a lot of fun. And what we'll do is just kind of go slow through them one by one. I'm not going to throw hundreds of images at you. That's an important thing for me to mention at this point, is that I'm going to go ahead and edit them down to about somewhere between about 15 to 30 of your favorites. Usually I try to get it closer to 15 because it's a lot of images, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to make things easier and not harder. Sometimes we'll have a group A and then a group B, and that group A will be the very best of the best as far as I can determine, and that group B is maybe the very good ones that just weren't quite up to that standard of the group A. But oftentimes a lot of people are okay just looking at the group A, and that's fine if that's the case for you, but we can look at that group B too if you want later in the session. But we make comparisons. We'll talk a lot about what your favorites are. I'll try to find out some of the things why it is that you love the certain images that you do, and we'll get a good conversation going. And this is a great time where both husband and wife and grandmother can kind of just share their opinions and just enjoy the photography. It's a lot of fun. It's probably one of my favorite parts of everything that I do as a photographer. Like I said, we try to keep it to a small group of images to keep things from being overwhelming to you. But after we look at them all from there, we'll start to whittle down. We can do some side-by-side comparisons. We'll start to make some selections, kind of eliminate the ones that we know we can live without. And from there, we may just talk about budget and what makes sense in terms of money. And I will try, and this is an important time to say this to you, is that a lot of photographers do an ordering session, and they approach it as a giant sales session. They put on a pressure sale for you. And I just want you to know that is not the case here. What I'm going to try to do is, as much as possible, facilitate and make things easier and take the stress and the guesswork out of it. And so maybe by having that budget number for some folks, in some cases, that really helps me to be a good steward of that money and trying to match up your priorities with what we can do within that budget. So that's something to think about, talk about as we go closer to the session, is maybe talk with your husband or spouse about what will make sense, what it is that you're comfortable spending on this in terms of money. Again, my role is just it's to make it easier. It's not to really sit here and try to make you do things that you're not okay with, because that's not okay, and that's not the kind of photography studio I have here. So I'll probably check with you as we draw in closer to making some final decisions on the accuracy of things, and make sure that we're doing things that are comfortable for you. Sometimes there's a momentum in a session that I need to maybe stop and make sure that everybody's on the same page with, and I'm happy to do that. And from that point, whenever we're okay with what we want to do, I collect payment, and you get your pictures within about 10 business days. Get your images printed, finished. Some albums will take a little, if we want to do the album route, the coffee table style books, those can take a little bit longer, but maybe at best about 3 weeks. So, but that's basically the nutshell of the in-person ordering session. And again, it's just a lot of parents, a lot of moms share with me that they just worked with other photographers and they felt overwhelmed after the photography because they had zero help from the photographer making their selections, finding out what they wanted to do, and they found it just kind of overwhelming and confusing, and they ended up not doing anything at all, and that's tragic. And I wanted to put the stop to that, and that's the in-person ordering session. It's another way that we fit everything to you. That's another important part of this, is as much as my photography studio and our passion, my personal commitment is to making the photography fit each of these clients in a special and unique way. The ordering session is just the perfect way to finish it. It's the perfect way to make that happen. Make sure that we're not just putting some one-size-fits-all approach onto what you want to do in terms of the finished actual products that you're going to enjoy every day in your home. So I hope that helps. I hope I didn't skip over anything. If I did, I'll do another video. But this is Chris Cummins of Glow Imagery. I'm the chief photographer, and we just talked about our ordering sessions, in-person ordering sessions. Hey, if you have any questions you want to ask me, please give me a call at 816-550-8830. You can give me, get in touch with me on email, through our website, through Facebook, and YouTube, even this YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got even more videos up here and trying to help people really take their photography to the next level. So this is Chris Cummins. I'm the chief photographer, owner of Glow Imagery, and thank you for stopping in and watching our video, and we hope to see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.